Should we do the Da Vinci Code?
I think we probably should. We can't hang on that much longer.
No. Okay, so as you all know, it's the long-awaited and just plain long adaptation of Dan Brown's best-selling novel about religious symbology and flagellating priests and a conspiracy of silence around various religious organisations. Now, first things first, okay? Let's establish the ground rules. One, it's not meant to be based on fact. People getting upset about it because, it's factually wrong. Don't be silly. People in the Catholic Church, members of the Vatican saying, boycott this movie, don't be silly. Foolish, very silly. I'm sure there was rejoicing in the PR office. It's a novel. It's a novel, and now it's a pulp film, okay? So please, let's just not even do that. The book itself, I wanted to read because I was given a copy of it for my birthday, and the person who gave it to me said, you're going to love this. It's got all the things you like. It's got religion, it's got flagellation, it's got conspiracy, it's complete nonsense. And I read 30 pages of it before hurling it across the room, not because I had any objection to the story, but because I just thought it was unreadably bad. The main unreadably bad thing about it was that nobody had ever explained to Dan Brown the principle of the internal monologue, being that in books, when characters walk into rooms, they don't have to actually say who they are. Moreover, they don't have to actually out loud introduce themselves to people who they have known for the last 20 years. Dan, you can do that just internally. But he literally has people ring up saying, hello, my name's Jeff. You and I have been on this case for the last 25 years. And now I think we've got a break in the case. You remember the one we were talking about with the thing with the paintings and the guy with the blah?
Are we reviewing the book or the movie?
No.
So we're still on the book?
Yes, I'm just saying to get that out of the way, okay? Right. Then along comes Ron Howard, who I like as a filmmaker. I think Ron Howard is a very good filmmaker. I think Apollo 13 is a great movie. Splash is a great movie. Backdraft is a functional, fireman action movie. Even the stuff of his that is ponderous, top-end stuff like A Beautiful Mind, I still think that there are flashes of brilliance in it. I'm a great respecter of him. So I went to see the Da Vinci Code thinking, the book, tripe, rubbish, but hey, as Richard E. Grant said, some people find it page-turning tripe, and if there's anyone going to turn this into a good popcorn potboiler, it's Ron Howard.
And from the look of the poster, it's got Paul Bettany playing Darth Maul.
Yeah,
and that has to be quite...
I love Paul Bettany. I think but the idea of Paul Bettany as a self-flagellating albino monk... do we saying albino or albino?
I think everyone else says albino.
You say tomato and I say tomato?
No. Everybody says albino, I think.
I open the email lines
in the
to people
real
who say
world.
albino. Okay. This is real world.
We're in real
world now. Okay, fine.
Tell us what you think of the film.
Firstly, none of us were shown the film till 9 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, until Wednesday evening, which meant we all finished at 11:30. So the best way of seeing Da Vinci Code would be 10:30 in the morning with 3 large shots of caffeine in you, because
no one sees movies at 10:30.
No, I know they don't. But you know that old rule about any film that's over 2 hours long, your head goes with it, but your bum gives up. Well, frankly, my bum gave up a long time before the 2 hours, and by the time my bum gave up, my head had departed the building. My hair was reeling in horror from the shape of Tom Hanks's haircut, and my eyes were tired with looking at the darkness that was on screen, thinking, turn the light on! I know it's a dark thing. For heaven's sake, Ron, just get a spotlight. Somebody switch the light switch on. Now, it is possible that within the Dan Brown potboiler there is an intriguing theological thriller to be made. I love the theological thriller genre. Legion is one of my favourite novels, and I like The Exorcist 3 very much. Okay, theological thriller's great. The problem with this is it's no fun whatsoever. It consists of people walking into dark rooms, looking at paintings, talking as if they have in their hand the Observer book of Leonardo da Vinci, and then explaining the plot to each other before doing a bit of chasing, and then stopping, and then doing some more explaining, and then a bit more chasing, and then stopping, and almost all of it in the dark. About halfway through, Sir Ian McKellen turns up, and he gets the best bit in the movie. He gets the 10-minute bit when he points to the very, very famous painting of the Last Supper and says, oh, you know what? That person in the middle looks a bit like a girl. And you go, actually, it does look a bit like a girl. Bingo! That's the whole of the central nub of the thing. The person on Jesus' right in the Last Supper looks a bit like a girl. And you know what? There's no grail in it. So guess what? Maybe they go, fine. That section... 12 minutes in total. And then we're back to the running and the people coming in and explain. Every single thing is explained by any character. Nothing is allowed to happen without somebody coming on, either in an actual French accent or, in the case of Paul Bettany, and I... Bless Paul Bettany. I love Paul Bettany. The accent that he's doing makes you think that he should be bringing you some more garlic bread with that, sir. I mean, it is the comedy Italian-y, waitery accent. There's a scene in it in which Paul Bettany is standing naked in front of a mirror, flagellating himself with this dyed white hair and mad staring eyes, and I'm thinking, why am I so bored by this? Why am I feeling bits of my body atrophying how can Ron Howard, the man who up until now has never made a boring film, how can he have been reduced to... It's like dodging through treacle. You could see the waves of boredom, buffeting themselves over the audience at the Empire. Every now and then, something on the soundtrack would go da-dum, and it was like watching the Poseidon Adventure. It was like a tidal wave of people waking up. Oh no, sir, where are we? Oh no, we're still in the same museum with the photograph. Yeah, you know what? Yes, that does look a bit like a girl in the middle of the painting. Audrey Tautou, in her most annoying French waif, oh, I am a detective, but my hair will never go out of place because... Anyway, we discover later on why it will never go out of place, because she has in fact been touched by the hand of divinity. Tom, in that haircut, walking into rooms, looking a bit confused, then solving puzzles, which open the door to more puzzles. Sir Ian McKellen treating the whole thing exactly as it's meant to have been treated, playing pantomime dame, but just... I mean, he's the only person who actually gets anything good to do. And Paul Bettany, what a waste of a great talent there is. I mean, Paul Bettany is a great, great actor, and he's done great work with Ron Howard. But I mean, I would be surprised if a duller movie is released this year. I don't care about the theological debate. I don't care about the hoo-ha about whether or not it's true. I don't care about the defamation of the, certain sections of the... I don't care about any of that. Just make the thing move forward, turn the light on, and stop talking so much.
That's a bit rich. And on the plus side?
Yeah, but I'm not a film. On the plus side, no, nothing, actually. Absolutely nothing. Not even Paul Bettany.
Who plays the albino.
Who plays the albino monk.
The deal on that is, because if you look up for pronunciation, it says either is acceptable. However, what happens is the Americans say albino. British people say albino.
Let's call the whole thing off.
That's. I mean, you can say aluminum if you want, but you're just wrong.
Yeah, or nuclear.
85058, mayo@bbc.co.uk. David in Brighton. Hi, guys. When Mark exploded into shouting just now during his review of Da Vinci Code, he made my neighbours bang on the wall. Sweet revenge for all their late-night parties. I thank you. So turn the radio up.
I had planned to be sober about it, because actually I thought the best way of summing up that movie is to be sober. And that's the funny thing is the complete disjunct between how annoyed I am by it and how dull it is. I mean, believe me, what I just told you is more exciting than anything in the film.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Do you think that you and the critics were, if you're honest, just so hacked off at being shown this film very, very late that actually, if you'd been, if you went to see it properly, that's
a very good question, and I have a
you remember the Millennium Dome got all those rubbish reviews because all the journalists who went to see it, they were kept waiting. Fine.
No, listen. The last time we weren't shown a movie till very late was War of the Worlds, and what a shock! Turned out to be one of Spielberg's best movies. Really, really good. I went into the Da Vinci Code thinking, I want this to be really good. I like Ron Howard. I know that everyone, all the broadsheets are going to sniff and burble because that's what they're going to do. I want to be the dissenting voice who says, you know what, you guys don't know anything. It's a great popcorn pot boiler. It's got Paul Bettany. It's got Tom Hanks. I wanted to like it. I promise you, I wanted to find something nice to say about it because I like Ron Howard. I like Paul Bettany. I like Tom Hanks. I like the ideas of I just hated the book just because it was badly written by somebody who clearly, thinks that the phone directory is some indication of a literary criticism course. But the depression that I felt as I realised that Ron had stodged it up was awe-inspiring. I mean, believe me, if anyone was going to like it, it was me.
Don't forget the podcasts which are available. There's two that you can subscribe to Mark's movie review, so you can enjoy every single syllable and adjust volume accordingly. And there's also the podcast of the daily version of this programme, which you can get on the 5 Live website, or you can get it on iTunes. You're looking for the Daily Mail or Mark Kermode's film reviews. I think in case you missed the Richard E. Grant and Dawn French interview, that's what will be on our podcast today. All the details on the 5 Live website. This from Marianne in Newcastle. Pirates of the Caribbean or the Da Vinci Code?
Pirates of the Caribbean. And I'm not joking. Really. And that's a very good question, and I think that tells you everything you need to know.